Hey 317 students, this is a quick video for those of you who are using Macs and had trouble with brackets. I don't know, there's some issue with some Mac installations and brackets apparently where like the program doesn't fully form. Yes, it is possibly possible to troubleshoot that. As I've told some of you already, I'm not a Mac person. Um, and if you have a PC and you're using either brackets or Windows++, then ignore this video. But if you have a Mac and you try to use brackets and you have trouble with it, maybe you'd like to try to use Sublime. I know a couple people are using Sublime. And this is the web page for Sublime, Sublime Text. So you could go there and you could do download for Mac, which would be an option. I don't have a Mac, so it's giving me download for Windows, but same idea, right? And there is some help information here and features and stuff, but I think the easiest thing to do is just open up the program as I'm going to do right now. I've already downloaded it, and I don't have hardly any experience with Sublime, but I can just show you very briefly. It's just another code editor, and here it is. Actually, I already had a file open. Oops, I'll pretend I didn't have a file open. Okay, I'm going to open this up fully, all right? So all you do is simply yes, you could do file new, but we already had a file sort of started. You automatically kind of do, but file new is the same thing. I've noticed that in some Mac installations, I don't know, it's like the menu bars are not there on some of these programs. I don't know what that's about. Maybe some of you Mac people can give us some insight on that. But anyway, you can still have a file new, Control N or Command N for some of you, and you could just start typing. So I'm going to do a doc type. Let me do that. And you'll notice already, just like what happened in Notepad++, if we hadn't selected a language, that's an issue here. But like brackets, it's not so much you select a language as you need to save it with the name on it. So I'm going to do File, Save. I'm actually just saving in my download folder. I'm going to give it a name of, let's call it Hello Test. And I'm going to I'm going to force it to be .html. I'm actually going to type that in and say save. And you'll see automatically, yeah, it tells me the name there, but it is now knows it is an HTML file. Okay. In fact, I'm not going to just keep typing all this, but I'm going to paste in here what would be our minimum mandatory structure, right? I'll get rid of that first line there too, delete that off, and so on. It doesn't matter that I don't have anything in the first line or my numbers, what numbers are here. Some types of programming, knowing the number of your line is important, and for us, it's really not. But you'll see, although the color coding is a little bit different in this program, it does recognize HTML. It does do color coding. I'm actually going to try to put some other file there. What could I do? Cody Mashtairs file. Okay, this was a file that we used before. I used it in or for a file like this. I used in a demo, right? So I dragged and dropped a file onto the program, and it opened up file also. So that's another thing you can do. I don't know, over here it shows you the files that are open, I guess, and maybe I could probably move. I'm not sure what these little arrows do, but you can figure that out. I don't know the program much well at all. I do know that there are a couple ways to make the program, make it more automated for it to open up a file in a browser. It's not as easy as some of them though. I can send you the link to this when I send you out this email. I will send you a link to this web page, which there it is. Set up Sublime Text to preview your code in a web browser. And there's one method and another method, but the truth is, remember, you don't have to do these somewhat complicated methods. You don't have to have any automated way. It's nice, but you don't have to have any automated way no matter what browser you use, no matter what program you're using. Using Notepad++, using brackets, using Sublime, you don't have to have an automated way to open up the file in a browser. Because remember, there's a few ways you can do it very simply, right? So right now I have a browser up. I'm going to open up a new blank window in my browser, right? So if I go to my folder, if you're going to go to the Finder and find your folder on a Mac, and I see my file there, that's the file I'm working on right now, mashtar welcome, and I drag and drop it onto the browser, it shows up there, right? Boom, it shows up there, fine. And if I want to make some changes to it, like what? I'm going to change it to say, I'll put here, right in each one I'll put in there, this is new, okay, and I'm going to save it. I have to make sure that I save it. It has to be saved or else it's not going to update. Go back here to the browser and I just refresh the browser. It's fine. This is new. Remember, I could also have gone to Command or Control, Mac or PC, O it is, and go File Open and go find the file. All right. So you can drag and drop on it. You can go Command Open, Control Open to open the file. The other option is, if you're right here, well, I'm not sure if your Mac is going to do this, but if you were doing with brackets or with Notepad++, and you had told it to do this when you installed the program, you could have actually done a right-click on it. Well, you could still do this. Right-click, Open With, and choose your browser. Right-click, Open With, and choose your browser. Actually, when I installed brackets and Notepad++, it gave me the options to put them in the Open menu, in the menu, to actually make them open directly in those things. So Sublime, just another editor. If it works for you on a Mac, that's great. Within a little while, you'll learn more about it than I know, which is very little. Except you don't have to know a whole lot to use one of these code editors with HTML or CSS. You just have to do the typing and then very regularly view what you did. Make sure you save and regularly view what you did. And if you don't want to go through the steps that I showed you, or which I mentioned, with this setting up Sublime Text to make it work in your browser, that's okay with your browser directly. And then you be able to just with a command make it open. You can just go open it up in the browser or drag and drop onto a browser, change the file, refresh. Last thing I want to say is I'm seeing a number of people, especially Mac people, who seem to be having some trouble keeping track of their files and folders. This is something, it really takes some practice with your operating system to be able to know where you made your folders, know where you made your files, keep track of the names of those things, be able to find them again, stay organized. And again, I am not a Mac person, so it's a little hard for me to direct you sometimes on that. Hopefully you have friends who are more comfortable with a Mac if you are uncomfortable with your Mac. But you do need to become comfortable with it as part of this class. So spend some time with it and get some help as best you can. If nothing else, stay organized. Think about your desktop as a real place where you really put folders and then subfolders within them for all the work that you do. And go back and be able to find the things that you put there and know that they're there like you really would pieces of paper on your desk. So hope that helps a bit. And let me know if you have questions or problems.